Hey, okay, so, sad news today. Kirk Douglas, Hollywood legend, has passed away. He was my first Hollywood crush. Oh my goodness. See, when I was a kid, Disney Channel used to show like all the classic Disney movies and everything. And 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, they would show quite a bit. So he was always Ned Land to me. Oh, good heavens. And in fact, Disney Channel used to do this thing where, and I probably talked about it at one time, where during commercial breaks and everything, they would show clips from their movies. And so, like, the part where they open up and it shows the ocean and everything, yeah, they showed that one quite a bit. And showing the sea life go by, and I love that movie. I have that movie, of course. And so yeah, he was always Ned Land. I have the song. Of course, I have the song. And Spartacus. Oh my gosh, I remember watching in world history class. My freshman year of high school. This was 96, September of 96, and of course then 97. And we watched not only Spartacus, but then of course we moved and we watched Viking. The Viking, I think is what it is actually. And of course he's in that. And I was just like, oh, it's Kirk Douglas. But I absolutely love Spartacus. Love that movie. And the great thing about Spartacus is it's got not only Kirk Douglas, but it's got Laurence Olivier and Tony Curtis in it. But and there's some other big names too, but those are the two that I remember off the top of my head. And I mean, of course everyone knows I'm Spartacus. I mean, that's such an iconic part of the movie. And and let's be honest, Gladiator is a loose remake of Spartacus, but I do not care. It's different enough, but it's still a loose remake. Russell Crowe did an amazing job. And I mean, even, because Spartacus has Laurence Olivier, and then Derek Jacobi, Sir Derek Jacobi, I should say, is, and Sir Laurence Olivier? Isn't he a Sir Laurence Olivier? I don't remember. And, but yeah. And, so, but I love both films. And, but yeah, I remember watching, I went and saw Gladiator quite a few times in the theater. I'm not gonna say how many. That one came out my senior year. And, but anyway, yeah. And I just remember sitting in the theater and saying, wait a minute. I think it was about the third time that I saw it. I'm like, wait, this is Gladiator. I mean, this is Spartacus. And, especially the part where Commodus is like, Maximus, where he's down there and he's chained up like this, and Maximus is, they're down below, and you hear him screaming Maximus in the Colosseum and everything, and I was like, oh, ding, 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 Spartacus, I'm Spartacus, I'm Spartacus. But, I have seen some, and I love Cagney gangster. I love gangster films anyway because I'm just a weird girl. But I gotta tell you something. There are so many people that are like, "Well, it's great that you like Newsies because it's not a gangster movie." And I'm like, and there are other people that are like, it's great that you like Christian Bale movies because they aren't gangster movies. And I'm like, he did a gangster movie. He's the one that killed Dillinger. We all know what happened to Dillinger, so I'm not exactly telling the end of the story. It's kind of like what happened to Titanic. We all know what happened. Yeah, no. I remember one of my friends telling me that they're like, "Yeah, it's great that you watch these Christian Bale movies and you know some of his lesser known Christian Bale, some of his lesser known movies and everything, because they aren't gangster." And yet I was like, he did a gangster movie with Johnny Depp. It's like, damn it. But anyway, Kirk Douglas did these gangster movies. He did like gangster and detective movies, and I'm like, why are these overlooked? These are great. I mean, he's a tough guy anyway, right? I mean, that was his thing. And yeah, some of them are really good. I don't but he also did a movie where he was Vincent Van Gogh. Absolutely wonderful movie. And his performance was outstanding because it's so different from all of it. He was doing a bunch of westerns and he was doing a bunch of detective and he was doing a bunch of those tough guy type, and then he does Vincent Van Gogh, and it was such a different part for him, for Kirk Douglas. And because you think of him as like Spartacus and that type of role and everything, and then he does Vincent Van Gogh, and so, and I'm sure, and when I did my post for him on Facebook, I was like, a lot of people will probably think that it's not that great because so many like shows and stuff are doing Van Gogh now. Like I guess Doctor Who did one, and like those types of shows and everything. So, and there was also that. Oh, what was that movie? I don't remember. There was one not too long ago, but yeah, the one where they did like the style of Van Gogh. I'm pretty yeah. Anyway, but yeah, Kirk Douglas did this, and it's a wonderful, wonderful. And there was one where he was a lumberjack. I guess he did it here in the Pacific Northwest. According to my mother, he stayed here, and and but I don't know. And that would be great. I mean, there's been quite a few celebrities come in and out of here, and we don't even know. And all of a sudden, it's like, so it could be that he stayed here while he was doing that movie. And I don't remember what the Woods or Redwoods or something like that. And I'll have to when I look and see and everything. But it's about him being a lumberjack and all those. But yeah, he will always be Ned Land to me. Singing with Esmeralda, the singing seal, singing Whale of a Tale, and yeah, those detective movies that he did. James Cagney is, of course, the Hollywood gangster, and of course, there's also Humphrey Bogart. But I'm not sure why Kirk Douglas was overlooked in the gangster. He did a couple of detective movies too, but because they're really not that bad. There are those that they do those types of movies and they're just horrible. It's like, yeah, that does need to be. There was a movie that Cary Grant, I adore Cary Grant, and his Girl Friday. I didn't like that movie. It was just a mess, and there were a lot of people who think it's a classic, and I'm watching it and I'm like, what's the point again? So there's those types of movies and everything, but no, these were well done. And then of course the Van Gogh movie. I can't remember what Lust for Life, I think is what it's called. And so, but anyway, and he had quite the personality anyway. And in fact, I think the last time I saw him on TV, he they were saying, um, "How do you account for your long life?" And he says, "Oh, God doesn't want me yet." And but anyway, yeah, it's sad, and I mean, there aren't very many Hollywood legends left. I can't think of any. I mean, there's Dick Van Dyke and Angela Lansbury, and I mean, those are the. I mean, who else is there? And but anyway, yeah, he was my first Hollywood crush. I remember sitting. They would have the weekends where they would show those Hollywood classic films. I mean, the Disney classic films. And whenever it was 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, oh, I would sit in the living room and I would sing along. I would sing along with Ned Land. And in fact, I remember when I first read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, I checked out the book from the library, and of course, it had the illustrations, and it showed these illustrations of Ned Land, and I'm like, that's not what he looks like. This is a betrayal. That's not. No. Oh, but anyway, yeah. So I'm very sad that he's gone. I mean, he lived to be 103, which is and so but anyway, yeah. Spartacus is gone.